All right, welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs and Company. We do this every night, Sunday through Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, going to about midnight. We also do this during the day. We call that the high noon edition of Pugs and Company. That comes to you, well, coincidentally, at high noon, right there. See? High noon. That goes to about 2 o'clock. That's more of a topic trending show where we discuss all the things that are being, talked about, whether they're trending on any of the platforms or whatever. Just like stuff that's going on in the day. That's what we do. Let's bring in, here he is, Sunglasses, joins us every night at this time.
Welcome. What's happened to your background?
What do you think? What do you mean? What's happening?
Camera angle has changed.
Yeah. I know. It's a little messed up, and it's just going to have to stay that way today. Here, maybe. I think I moved some stuff.
There you go.
Nope, that ain't going to work because that ain't going to hold. All right, hold on a second. I'll fix it.
That looks pretty close.
Nah, but it's not. It's gonna fall. The camera isn't clipped. It's just resting on something. All right. You tell me when it looks good.
You got your grandma blanket on?
I
do. Too far over. You need to go more towards the blue, the other direction, other way. Too far. Right there. There you go.
Is that gonna be all right?
Yeah, should be better.
Are you trying to showcase the new artwork that we've got behind us?
Well, it is new, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, look at here. Tell me what we're looking at there.
We changed it up.
Yeah, they are. Steve has already noticed that the pictures do look different.
Yeah, it wasn't just the camera angle.
Let's see here. But is there a glare? Does the light now produce a glare on our background pictures?
No, there's no glare. It just looks like you got a big open space.
I like that one. I like the colors in that one. I don't know what it is. Look, I think it's cool when people can draw things, like, hey, look, I drew this picture of you. That's very cool. But I think cooler art is stuff that isn't just like a picture of a grandma in a field. You know what I mean?
So you're an abstract fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like art that, okay. So I guess, what are we talking about? Like the Renaissance guys who would draw, cool album cover like stuff, like rock pictures of like angels and gods and all that. And there's all kinds of things going on in the background, and you can stare at it for an hour and then, see new things, but they are deliberate things. They're cherubs, demons, devil, you know what I mean? Like cool ass old Vatican type art. Okay. So I like that stuff. I wouldn't hang it in my house though. I wouldn't. What does that go with? What does angels coming down from the heavens fighting devils from below? What is that? How do you match that to your couch? But I do like crazy, weird, abstract stuff. What you can look at and you can pretend you see something, and maybe the person next to you sees something different, and then you start talking about that's art. That's what art is. The conversation creator. The thing that people go, that ain't art. And then somebody goes, well, yes, it is. No, it's not. And then you have a conversation as to why it speaks to you. That's what art is. Art is supposed to be deeper than just, oh, that's a cool picture of a guy with a beard in a boat. That's obvious.
Well, yeah. Abstract does spur some conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see in it? What do I see in it? What feeling do you get from it? You can get that same conversation going about real pictures or real images or paintings, but
deliberate stuff
it's just harder. Yeah. Well, like, what do you think she's thinking with that look on her face?
Okay, that's a stretch. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. That's a stretch, but isn't it crazier to just have something that like isn't deliberate, something that is, well, as you say, abstract, where it's going to make you really think about what you're seeing there, or what the artist was thinking, or just even more fun, that artist wasn't thinking anything, was he? He was just throwing stuff, and now we're all thinking that he was thinking something. That's fun. Good morning, Gentle. Good morning to you, GK.
GK, maybe from Germany. Is that why it'd be morning?
Oh, yeah, I guess it would have to be. Yeah. Or yeah, well, I don't know specifically Germany, but I know that there's somebody that joins us from Germany.
Yeah.
Maybe that's him. Maybe that's GK.
Well, I think with abstract, like it's if I see something in the painting, then I try to pick a title that matches what I see.
Yeah.
And then if the buyer or the audience, that comes to the show sees it, then I think I've hit the mark. Now, if that speaks to somebody,
Just
then they go ahead and they buy it.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, and then that look, and what I've had this conversation with people a lot. That's not art. No, and here's what I've told my son. Art is something that exists where nothing existed before. If you've created something that now exists and it came from your mind, it came from your soul, it came from your talents, and you put it somewhere and say, this is something I've created, that's what art is. Art is something created from the individual where nothing existed before. And it doesn't matter if it's good art. That's a whole nother debate. You can debate on whether it's good or bad, but don't tell me somebody. That's why every song that's ever been written in my book is still considered art. I don't care how stupid it is. I don't care if somebody created music and somebody created lyrics to go with it. You may not like it. And again, that's the debate over whether it's good or bad. It's still art. Art is something from nothing that now exists because it came from you, the artist, the creator. They're all the same words in my book: creator, artist, whatever.
okay. I'm not going to argue that.
Well, you
I
better
do
not,
think we need to.
because a lot of your stuff, I look at and it's all really cool. I mean, I appreciate all of it as just being original, cool stuff. But I'm like, this dude is printing money. That's what he's figured out how to do. He's just figured out how to print money. And that, my friend, is art.
Yeah. Well, we need to change your angle. You got like this big white space underneath your mic bar. Ed's going to go nuts when he sees that, but all right, we'll get through it.
What's the deal with you? Well, yeah, I mean, I had all my laundry out here today and I was moving stuff around, so I don't think it came back. Hold on. James Parker just sent me a text. I'll figure out what's going on with him here. We're having a
I'm happy I got all my homework done.
Oh, this is why he's not here.
Playing pool.
We are having a very deep conversation about what constitutes art. And you interrupt me by telling me you're drunk and you've got a bunch of women with you?
No, just two.
Oh, just two. Okay. So,
well, and it's my wife and her friend.
Well, I've been holding back on some of the things we were going to talk about because we had talked about them in the afternoon show, but we can move past that. How much time you need before you're going to be in studio, as they say?
Are we checking out and going? I don't know. Give me like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, no worries, man. Just jump. Right. You know the rule. Just jump in when you can.
Will do.
Okay, bye. All right. It's so unprofessional.
Oh, I like it. I like his element. We never can predict what he's going to do or where he's at.
Yeah. Although I'm going to imagine that he's drunk this time. Okay, so here are some of the things that I want to get into. We'll get into more of the art talk because we had a conversation regarding one of your pieces that was sold to ESPN's Lisa Salters that was controversial. Not controversial when you named it, but it's now controversial named Brown Sugar by E. And of course, if you listen to the High Noon Show where we cover all the trending topics of the day, you'd know that Brown Sugar, the one of, I would say, a top 5 Rolling Stones song, has now been stricken from the Rolling Stones library of performance songs. They will no longer be playing Brown Sugar because, well, I guess after 60 years, people figured out what it was about and they don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, I had my son Google the lyrics and he was like, "Oh my God, this is racist."
No, It is not racist. It is not. The reason that they're not playing it is to quell the hordes, but it's not racist. It's a true story about something that horribly happened to people. And just because they, as artists, are using this story to convey that it's wrong, doesn't mean that they're endorsing it.
Well, I'm not okay, dude. We're talking about a 9-year-old. He
No, I
just
know.
read.
You need to nip that in the bud.
But he read the lyrics. Okay,
Right.
like the opening lyrics. He's like, "Oh my God, it talks about a slave ship on its way to Louisiana."
That's not racist.
Well, having slaves
is not racist. Discussing the historical. No, what is racist is saying we need to have slaves again. That's racist. Discussing the act of racism is not in itself racist. It's not. And that's the point.
Okay, I'm not going to fight with you about what a 9-year-old
no, I know.
interprets, but I mean.
But it bothers me. It bothers me. Like if every discussing race is not racist. Yet every time you have a conversation about race, someone gets upset and goes, "This is a racist conversation." No, it's not. Simply discussing races is not racist. I mean,
having slaves
is racist.
Right. And so that's what.
But singing about the fact that people had slaves is not racist.
Okay, we're talking about two different things. The lyrics themselves depicting that people were on slave ships headed to Louisiana to go pick cotton.
Right.
That's describing racist acts.
Racist acts. But that does not make the lyrics themselves racist. Otherwise, history books would be racist.
Right. So his interpretation of the racist acts in the lyrics are why he sees that as racist.
Right. But he's wrong. You got to nip that in the bud, man. The kid's
he doesn't think that the Rolling Stones are racist. He just understands like why you wouldn't play that song nowadays.
Well, but yeah, okay, I understand it too, and it's really upsetting because the reason they don't play that song anymore is because people think it's racist, because people do not understand the difference between something that is racial in nature. Racial in nature is not racist. To say that there are different races on this planet is not racist. That's a racial statement. There are different races, but it's not racist. It only becomes racist when you say one is better than the other.
Okay, it's also promoting rape.
No, it's documenting history. It's telling a really disturbing story about what people went through.
Okay, but I just don't think you're going to find major corporations playing that song anymore on the air.
Oh, I don't think so either. And that's a problem, is what I'm saying. I am saying that the major corporations, the people at the top of the corporations, understand the difference between documenting a historical fact and people interpreting that documentation of historical fact as being racist. They understand that's wrong and that's incorrect, but they don't want to deal with it because the advertisers aren't going to be that nuanced about it. The advertisers are going to do what the Twitter mob says. So, and that's the problem. Everything is not racist. When you are proclaiming that one is better than the other, or you are advocating for the never mind. I can't have this conversation. This is an important conversation that I have with my own child because he's one of these kids who jokingly calls everything racist. Everything, like if I say anything that's racist, jokingly, like that's like one of his punchlines to things. If I say, let's see, what would be something that I might say? Michael Jordan was a better basketball player than Larry Bird. That's racist, Dad. Stuff like that. Like, and he's kidding. He's joking. But every time he says it, we have to have the conversation about the difference between things being racial and things being racist. They are two completely different things, except anything that's racial gets called racist now.
Again, we're talking about a 9-year-old.
No, I know. And I'm telling you, nip that in the butt.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that tomorrow. Well, you can do it for me tomorrow when he's here.
I would like... Oh my God, Emily, I would like blackface is an example. Blackface is not racist. Blackface is just something that happens. Now, mimicry in order to humiliate a race through blackface, like minstrel shows and all of those things, those are racist in nature because they portrayed the black race by white guys as being somehow less, somehow being foolhardy, somehow being less serious than the white race. That was racist. But simply a guy putting black paint on his face is not racist. It's troubling in this day and age because of the connotations that come with it, but it isn't racist.
All right, what if I put black paint on a lawn jockey's face?
Yeah, I don't believe the whole lawn jockey thing is racist. You and I we go back with this. You know my feelings on it. I think people interpret them as being racist because people just want to be able to point out things are racist because it makes them feel morally superior. Aha! As a white person, I have noticed something that I believe to be racist, and I'm telling you I'm against it because I'm one of the good white people. That's all most of this stuff is. There are real racist problems. There are real problems with racial injustice. But when we get bogged down in this bullshit, we don't take the big thing seriously. You want to know what racist is? I worked at a pizza restaurant when I was in high school. And every time a black kid would come in and apply for a job, the person would be really nice to him, let him fill out the application. And the minute they walked out, crumple it up and throw it out and then laugh. That's racist.
Well, that's somebody, yes, that's somebody being a racist.
Yes, that is somebody being a racist. It's just that, we are thoughtlessly triggered and pre-programmed to be moral warriors. I could use James Parker on this one because I know that he would have some heat for this conversation, and we agree on very little things. One of the good ones, stating that, yes, I can't be a racist because I have black friends. I have Smitty. He's one of the good ones. Suggesting that the rest are not good is racist. One of the good ones is a racist thing. But having a lawn jockey in your yard, a depiction of a black jockey in your yard is not. Now, what might be racist is having someone depicting a slave in your yard doing the yard work, depending on the motivation. Depending on, what are you trying to say there? That you want to return to the good old days? I don't know that just simply that would be racist, but a bit more problematic than a lawn jockey. Lawn jockeys are not racist. There were black lawn jockeys. There were black jockeys. There were black whatever. They worked the stable boys, whatever a lawn jockey is.
Well, but the fact that you were a stable boy was racist. That was kind of what people on the plantation took care of the horses.
Emily is saying that you're a person of color.
Well, Italian.
Yeah, my grandpa would have called you, not white.
We went through that in New York. WAP, Dago.
I don't know. It's very upsetting to me with people getting it. And my kid, I try and bang into my kid. If you're just a good person and you don't see yourself as better than anyone, you can never be a racist. Okay, Dad. I'm like, yes, that's all. Just remember that.
If you don't think your skin color makes you superior.
Skin color, but it's also religion. Christians, what do we call that? It's not that they're racist against races, but they think they're better than the rest of us. What's the name for that? Right? If they think everybody's going to hell,
religiously racist.
No, but it's not racist. It's not a race. You see, that's not a race. This is what kills me.
Religiously superior.
You're racist against gay people. Not a thing. Not a thing. You cannot be racist against gay people. You can be a homophobe, but you can't be racist against gay. You can be racist against Black people, Latin people, Native, Indigenous people. Different. Other than those that hail from the Caucasus Mountain regions of Europe, which is what all white people are.
When you're raised Catholic, you're taught to believe that if other people aren't Catholic, they're not going to heaven. That's somehow religious racism. I don't know.
Yeah, stop saying racist. It's not. It's religious bigotry.
Superiority. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know the word.
There is a word for it, and we need to start using these words because everything is not racist. Everything isn't racist. You said you're religious racism. Do you don't like gay people? You're a racist. Gay people come in all races. They're white gay people. There are Latin gay people.
Zealot. The word from the chat room, Jeff Glenn, is a religious zealot.
That's not the word either. That's not the word. A religious zealot is somebody who only believes the way they believe. That doesn't necessarily describe the belief that they're better than everyone else. Zealot is just someone who, will quote chapter and verse from the Bible at the drop of a hat, fire and brimstone. That's what a zealot is. There's a term for it. I just can't think of it. I don't know.
Well, I've done my part. I fired you up.
Did that sting a little bit when Emily said that you're a person of color?
No, I don't care.
Okay, I was going to call you a racist. If it did, you would be a racist because you would see being categorized as a person of color as being less than being a white person.
Yeah, as Italian, you got over here. I mean, Tony became the name because it was to New York.
Oh, yeah. Really? I assumed it was from Anthony. I thought that made sense.
Well, I was told that, when they couldn't speak English and they came over on the boat, put Tony to New York, and that's how Tony became the name.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what do you say we do our little moment of joy here, okay? Because I like this one.
You need some.
Yeah, we do. Well, no, I like being fired. It's good. It's good when I get fired up. It's good when this stuff happens. All right, our moment of joy today comes to us in the form of a child being kidnapped. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
I think we go back to the Jaden's broke.
Yeah, well, no, trust me, you're gonna like this one. All right, today's moment of joy is a child being kidnapped. Here we go. Your moment of joy. Let's watch it. All right, see the kid right here?
I do.
All right, here you go. Let's watch him get kidnapped. This is your moment of joy. Okay. Do you get the bit? Do you get how awesome that costume is?
I think it's a kid.
Yeah, the kid is wearing the
costume with the kid in the back.
Right. Here, listen. Yeah. Okay. So these legs are not real. Okay? Right. This kid's head. These are his legs. So you see, this is not real. And this is not real.
It's a cool costume.
It's an awesome costume, man. And this kid is okay. So here's his head. Here's his butt. Here's his. Oh, is James here now? Okay. All right. One more time though. Let's watch this one more time. Here we go. I love this. And the kid is really acting. How great is that kid? I mean, seriously, how great is that kid?
Yeah, the dad's doing a pretty good job, too.
That's a fun one. All right, let's go live to New Orleans and bring in the Parker clan.
Oh, my.
Oh, what's happening here?
All right, we've gotten rid of James.
Where's the other guy? Can you do 2 boxes? Do you need me to send you Well, that was inappropriate. Do you need me to send you another link? Where's James?
I'm here. I'm here.
Well, okay, so you're just going to be a disembodied
voice. We can't hear him.
With the screens, then it kind of cuts them off. And,
oh yeah, we don't want to do that. Let's cut James out.
Well, they can move. They can move closer.
Quincy,
hi, Parker ladies.
Hi. This
Hi.
Is wife and second wife.
Wife and second wife, because he's doing the whole polygamy. Is it polygamy?
Yeah, polygamy.
Yeah, the whole polygamy thing. That's legal down there in Louisiana, I understand.
Encouraged, yes.
Encouraged. So, James, you just missed a fiery debate on what actually is racist and what isn't racist.
Oh.
Well, this is an easy one. All you got to do is look at... Go ahead, girls. What's racist and what's not racist?
Oh, you know what? Maybe the ladies who've been drinking shouldn't chime in right now on this particular subject.
Not yet.
Unless they want to. Who am I to stay? It would be racist of me to not allow them to speak, right? Because everything is racist. That would be racist of me.
Everything is racist.
I'm glad we have guests.
Catch us up.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of hangover from the noon show.
Yeah. Yeah, we got stuff. So on the new, we were talking. So far you've missed the discussion of art. What is art? What constitutes art? And that somehow spilled into what constitutes a racist comment or being racist. I was making the case that there is a difference between racial conversation and racism. Just because you're discussing different races, okay, it's the Brown Sugar song, James, right?
Oh, I love this conversation because it's real easy. You look
Okay.
at the definition of racism, and if the comments support the definition of racism, then it's a racist comment.
I happen to agree with you 100%. But my issue is that nobody adheres to that. Everything, like the Brown Sugar song.
Can we pull up the lyrics so the girls can see them?
Brown sugar.
Well, yeah. The Brown Sugar song, because it simply depicts something that occurred in history that was racist, doesn't make the song racist. Otherwise, every documentary and history book that covers slavery or any other racist act would be a racist book, and we know that's not true.
All right, Monique and Stephanie, have you heard the Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Have you really? Like, how does it start? Like, that's the thing. Nobody knows how this song begins.
I need to know the lyrics.
Okay.
I need to know
You've heard the
lyrics.
song a million times, but you don't know the lyrics, and that's kind of the
Exactly.
interesting part of the song.
Yes, and just to double back a little bit, the Rolling Stones will no longer be performing this on tour because people have finally read the lyrics. After 60 years, people have finally gone, hey, that sounds that's upsetting to me. Although it shouldn't be. Okay, so here, verse 1 of Brown Sugar. Okay, this is for you ladies.
Play the song so they know the music.
Well, you can't copyright.
Can't play this. Maybe I can play like a couple of seconds. No, I don't. Somehow I feel like the Rolling Stones are extremely litigious. Like this would be a bad one. Like if
They're not going to come after us. We're too small.
Well, no, but they have big record companies that are tuned into. Trust me, James. A Rolling Stone song. Whatever. I'm being goaded into it. All right, fine. I'll play you a couple of seconds of it. Okay.
Well, if you showed them the lyrics, they'd understand the song. They know the song.
All right, here we'll just do this. All right, here we go. We'll just play a couple of seconds of it.
There's a new way.
All right, here we go. Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar, live. Ooh, live at the Cotton Bowl, 1972. All right, that's all we're going to play of that. Of course,
you recognize the song, right?
Everybody knows that song.
Just about midnight, everything gets blurry in New Orleans.
Everything's
apparently.
dark.
All right, so
midnight.
we could not understand the lyrics for a second. Read them.
It was unfortunately a live version. Okay, here's how the song starts. Gold Coast slave ship bound for cotton fields, sold in the market down in New Orleans. Scared old slaver knows he's doing all right. Hear him whip the women just around midnight. Brown sugar, how come you taste so good? Brown sugar, just like a young girl should. Drums beating, cold English blood runs hot. Lady of the house wondering when it's going to stop. Houseboy knows that he's doing all right. You should have heard him just around midnight. Okay, so those are the lyrics.
I will.
Well, those lyrics are not appropriate.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay, now
New Orleans have never experienced cotton fields.
Never.
well, no, but the slave trade markets were in New Orleans, and then they were sent out to.
Rolling Stones know about that.
Well, okay, so all right.
I love this.
If those lyrics weren't in a Rolling Stone song, but they were in a history book about the slave trade and how the slaves came to America, would it still be racist? Because you described that as racism.
Well, the lyrics of a song should not be in a history book.
No, but the story that they are depicting is a historical account of something that really happened. He's telling the story of the slave trade. And I maintain that telling the story of something that actually happened doesn't make the person telling the story a racist.
No.
Okay. All right.
Telling the story is not making you a racist at all, but making it a celebrity makes it a racist.
Glorifying.
True.
Okay. All right then. That's
So glorifying it as a celebrity makes it racist, is what you're saying.
so you
In
are
today's
saying,
world, yes. In 1990, no.
but how is he glorifying it?
He did not glorify it in today's world. He is now a delicious song of brown sugar and how delicious it is.
Delicious.
Yes. Well, there are a lot of upsetting depictions in the lyrics for sure, but I do not. These are not Mick Jagger or Keith Richards' fantasies of the way the world should be. He is
Did
simply
they write
telling-
it? Did
What's
Mick Jagger write this song?
Well, Keith Richards wrote it. Mick Jagger sang it.
Then Keith Richards is guilty, not Mick Jagger.
What is he guilty of? Repeating history?
Writing a song.
Writing a song in today's world of history.
All right. Hey, look, I'm not going to argue with a couple of women.
Well, he doesn't denounce it in the song. It kind of glorifies it.
But history books don't denounce things either. Ken Burns documentaries don't denounce things either. They just document what happened so that people can educate themselves about how the world used to be. I don't see any form of glorification of it in the song, other than the fact that it's a banging beat. It's a great song. I mean, it really is.
And that's a fair excuse. Keith Richards, the classic historian, right? The documentarian Keith Richards that wrote this.
Well, that's not exactly a good. I mean, he's not a great artist. He's not a great influencer of culture. I mean, him bringing this up. At what point, James, do you hear him say that? Yeah, we should go back to this. I mean, are you?
No,
really
of course he
arguing?
doesn't. I was just having some fun with the idea that you were putting him in the same genre as Ken Burns for a second.
I am telling the story of history, regardless of the platform or form that it takes, is still the telling of history. And just because it's told in a different way than maybe you learned in school doesn't mean it's suddenly racist.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, the song's downright useful.
Yes,
because
it's educational.
and it's not like harmful, like normalizing it. Because when they've heard the lyrics for the first time that they can remember, they were shocked when we did the lyrics today and Emil heard them for the first time. He was shocked.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't seen
I think the whole world is shocked.
Because they've never listened to the lyrics before, because people are stupid and they don't appreciate art. They don't
I play guitar and I looked up these tabs, like, the tablature that has the lyrics and the chords so you can kind of play along with it. And so I'd looked this up 20 years ago. And the fact that other people are just now coming on board doesn't surprise me. I didn't know what the lyrics were until I read it. I just happenstance had come across this before.
Yeah, and I remember going to the Stones at the Cotton Bowl, and I mean, I've been to several Stones concerts, and never can I think
it's kind of like the Tony Gruden defense or the Jay Gruden defense. Does anybody really think Keith Richards is a racist? Does anybody really think that he thinks black people are inherently lesser than other races based solely on their skin tone? Of course not.
I don't think.
I don't think the Stones are racist. I just think the
all
song
black blues musicians. The Rolling Stones stated heroes are all black blues musicians from Chess Records on the south side of Chicago. That's who they love. That's who they were copying. Now you can say that they may have stole or exploited those works, but it's not because they thought they were better than them. It's the direct opposite. The Rolling Stones think guys like Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf and all of those guys are way better than they are.
All right. Hey, so just a point of context here. Stephanie is the girl I went to Tampa Bay with. She's the one that's the big Tom Brady fan. Yeah.
Very nice of you to take James.
You remember when we were leaving the stadium and I did the call in and I was reporting back to these guys. These are the guys I was talking to when we were getting on the bus back to the hotel and I was kind of not paying attention to what I was going around. Yeah. So she remembers all that.
Yeah, Monique, we should talk to you about that. What was that about? That is, I have to give you credit. That is one of the. It's either you're a wife who has the absolute trust in your husband, or you just don't give a shit anymore at this point. And you figure
I
out what
need
you're
to
gonna
put
do.
that on her. 20 years of friendship right here.
Oh yeah,
James
Hey.
are the
'Cause
football
girls,
and
I don't even have to defend myself.
my Tom Brady was playing his Cowboys. There is no one else I'd rather bring to that game than a Cowboys fan, so we could battle it out in the stands together live. Come on. And we
And-
whooped his. I don't know what I can say.
not really.
I don't do
Okay.
football,
Last
so
second field
he's
goal.
got it.
Not really whooped them. You didn't really whoop the Cowboys. It was a last second field goal.
It was a last second play, but it was like the best game ever. And
It was.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so these two tramps are going to the Buccaneers Bears game. They're going to go see your Bears in
Fuck the
Tampa Bay.
Bears.
Yeah,
So
that's
that-
2 weeks.
The Bears.
Yes, so that's the
That's
trip
all I
that
have to say.
Monique's going
Fuck
on.
The Bears. I don't know who the Bears are, but fuck them.
Why are you saying F the Bears?
Oh,
No.
they're only the founding franchise of the NFL, the founding franchise of the entire league. But that's fine. You don't have to know who they are. Another young punk who
The
doesn't understand their
Bears.
history. New Orleans Saints fans, Tampa Bay fans.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay goes back as far as me hitting puberty.
I can't win.
BUCCAN. ERS.
Well, yeah.
All right.
There's
So
always- it should be a
this
fun-
leads into our art conversation.
Oh yeah,
So brown sugar,
right. Thank you.
forever banned from the Rolling Stones now. They're not going to play it anymore at concerts.
Yeah.
Just
But
as of today.
I can take it from here and get us back on the road.
Cancel culture.
We've been in the ditch for a while, and I appreciate you grabbing the wheel and pulling us back towards the direction we were heading in. So the Rolling Stones are no longer playing Brown Sugar. We talked about that on the High Noon show this afternoon, and it was revealed to us that the artist here, has a painting, a creation that he calls Brown Sugar. He was immediately struck with dread at the idea that he might be glorifying a racist idea, and then he informed us that of all the pieces of art that he has sold to all the big wigs and all of that, he sold this particularly provocative piece named Brown Sugar to none other than ESPN and ABC NBA analyst and sideline reporter.
And football analyst.
Oh, does she do football? I only know
Yeah.
her from NBA.
Mhm.
Oh, that's probably racist. Oh, you think it's from NBA? A very beautiful black woman by the name of Lisa Salters. She was actually also a basketball player in her day. She was, I don't know that she was a pro, but she was a good college. Here, you know what? Here, I actually pulled her up so that we can all see who Lisa Salters is, just so we know, so you recognize her. Here we go. Look at her. All right, there she is. There's Lisa Salters. All right, so that's who you sold your picture Brown Sugar to, right?
I was fortunate enough to sell it to her. Yes.
And what did she like about it? Did she tell you, where did she see it? How did she like
Photo
it?
or does Amo paint?
Yeah, well, yeah,
I paint.
that's Edie.
She was in town, and that was when the
Interesting.
Mavs were playing the Miami Heat
Mhm.
back in the day.
Okay.
And
In the finals?
In the NBA finals, yeah. And she was covering the finals,
Where did
and
you see it?
she saw it at a restaurant that is no longer there, but it was right across from the Crescent, Sambuca, the jazz
sure.
restaurant.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's where she saw it. And then she contacted me, and she made the purchase.
And the painting is called Brown Sugar.
It's
we
called
have it-
Brown Sugar because when I was painting it, I saw a
Tell me about what you saw, racist. Everything.
no, I saw a
Yeah.
woman that I sought to be I thought to be African American.
African American.
Racist.
Well,
Person
I'm
of
how
color.
Say
Person of
black.
color, boomer.
black. Okay, however you want to say that.
Black.
And I saw her on a stage, and I saw it as basically a stripper on a stage.
Okay. Also, fun fact: E sent me a picture of this picture on my phone this afternoon, and I looked at it and I went, "Oh, very interesting. Typical abstract E, the artist. This is very interesting, and I'm appreciating it." And then he sends me another text that goes, "Oh, I sent it upside down." I was like, "Oh, really?" So I turned it upside down, and I was like, "Yeah, no difference. Doesn't really matter."
Now you can't see the stripper there.
Well, I'm gonna show. I'm gonna hold it up. Okay.
Okay.
This is the best that we can do. Try and.
Oh, you got the light in it. You can't see it.
There you go.
You're done.
How's that?
Go full screen.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Oh
You got to
yeah.
take Lisa Salters out of the way.
Thank you, James. I hadn't. Okay, so here it is. This is the.
That's brown sugar.
That's brown
sugar.
Not brown sugar.
That is.
All right, so
she's saying it's not.
so
brown
I'm
sugar.
gonna show you.
A fabulous day.
You don't see there's a girl's head like past the stripe over there on the top.
This
and
right
then-
here.
No,
I see-
up,
I
up,
see
up,
this
up, up,
person
up.
and I
Finger
see
up,
this
finger
person.
up, all the way up to the top.
No.
Wait, y'all are across from each other.
Do not finger that. Do not finger that.
Okay.
Above, move your finger up to the top.
Up to the top. Okay.
All right, so right there's the head. The breast is about right there. The other way there's the breast outline.
Art, do you-
That.
Yes, well,
I
kind
don't
of there. If you
I don't
see that silhouette, her waist is kind of skinny.
Do not finger that.
Okay.
Okay. I see
This
that.
is not coming across as well as I thought it would.
No.
And-
Well,
Not
it's
at all. Not at
No,
all. That
no.
is coming across.
Do you see a boob right there? You see the
I
boob?
see a bloody vagina and you fingering it.
I do not
Oh
see
my.
a boob there. I do not see a boob. Here is what I see. Okay. This is what I would have called it. I would have called it street scene at sundown. That's what I see. I see a bunch of tall buildings and I see this person right here. This is a person right here. See, there's the head, there's the shoulders.
Wow.
It's hard to do. And then there's another person right here and they're walking down a city street and these are there's one row of building. Everything is backwards.
You do not see all that. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop.
no, yeah, I do.
You don't
That is
see
that's
any
what
of
I
that.
thought it was. I see all of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like
where your light is blocking it out. That's kind of see if you look there, you can see kind of the breast over there and the skinny waist, and then kind of the butt, and then the stage. She's like standing at the end of the stage there.
This is like looking at clouds. Do you remember in the carefree days when you used to send me pictures of clouds?
Blood.
All right, well, this segment's not going like we thought.
I can see quite clearly where you put your brand. I see the E brand. That I see clearly. But I also see two people standing on a street. That's what I see. That is what I see.
All right.
And I see but I do not see a stripper. Okay. Well,
I mean, I can see stripper before I can see anything
how,
else.
tell me how you can see a stripper. I cannot.
There's no stripper in there, dude. Damn it. There's no stripper. There's not a stripper. I do not
See the green, see the green dot. See that green dot like right there up at the top. If you look just underneath that, that's a boob.
That
Right? Yeah, no, down below that.
okay.
Right. In
Right here?
the brown. Yeah, that silhouette there is a body. Like
Miracle.
that color.
I just saw it.
Miracle.
Okay.
Now you see it?
But she's white.
I say she's brown.
She's
Saw
white.
America.
Okay. And if those would be the boobs, then she's got a green bush.
No. No, you're seeing the white person is the
Amel.
silhouette. The white is the silhouette. I'm saying the brown is the silhouette.
I don't know, I'm still going with this being a dude down here. This
Stephanie
is a
says
dude
she's
right
bush.
here.
There is only one spot where you can see a bush. That's
All
it.
right, there it is.
Not-
That's Emil's racist photo
Amel.
purchased by a high-profile black
Done.
broadcaster.
Yeah, but
I
if
need a
it's so racist,
I need
why
a
would you buy it?
teleprompter on my end. I should have had the photo so I could show what I'm seeing versus giving it to you.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't. I do see other things that
Let
I
me
think
see if
are
I can pull it up on my phone.
Okay, this will work. This will be great.
How much did she pay for this? Don't tell me like it
Oh,
was.
you can't. Nah, you get
No,
taxed.
you can't tell
Oh.
that. Yeah, no.
Is that really a breach of etiquette, Monique? You're an artist.
Yeah, that's
I can't
not
ask how
cool.
much you sold it for.
No.
That does feel kind of
Oh, you
personal.
can ask me.
I would never ask him to publicly go on record like this with how much he charged for
Fair
that.
enough.
That's not-
Fair enough.
That's not how the game of printing money works.
I know.
That's-
Whatever I think it is.
Okay, so
Exactly.
can we
That is-
see there? No, that doesn't come across. Crap.
What? Emil, just put that notebook down.
She's at it with you. She doesn't want none of your bullshit.
Can't read it.
All right.
All right. What else can we get into here tonight? This
My
show-
Cuba trip. I proved it.
Oh yeah. All right. No, you didn't. But go ahead. All right. Explain.
No, tell the hoes about the trip. Tell the nice young ladies about the trip.
I went to Cuba in 1978, and James and Pugs say that it was illegal
It was.
for me to go to Cuba.
It was.
It was. There's a travel embargo. It's not like we say it was illegal. It was freaking illegal.
However,
So I told them that I would find a
I
news.
watch Narcos. I know.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, E.
So I told them I would find that it was printed in the newspaper. I was from Buffalo, New York, and that they did a story on it when we got back, and that I would find the article. And today I researched and I found the article from November of 1978.
He really did.
No.
He really did. Here, I will show it to you.
Bugs, are you pulling this up?
I am. Well,
I sent it
It's
to
going to
him.
be incredible. All right. So supposedly Emil went for a fishing trip, and we can go ahead and use the little hand quotes. Fishing
before I
trip
was born.
to Cuba.
hold on. Read the headline.
World War's off. Cerulos invade
Bass-laden Cuba.
Bass.
And there's a picture of the hut that we stayed in.
We're not an instrument of the CIA or an informant or a narco or anything. We just want some bass.
I wasn't even born yet.
How many millions of bass did you fly over to get to Cuba? Is the funny part.
I read most of the story today, and it says that I forgot about this. Like we made 8 casts at this chocolate factory smokestack, and I caught like 8 bass, one each cast, and we caught like over 70 fish in like an hour. That's how many bass were in the lake. It was crazy.
And on the other side of the lake, there were a bunch of slave boys dumping bushels filled with bass into the lake for the gringos to catch.
That's probably it.
That's what it was. Okay, so James, in E's defense, I did do a little bit of research into this, and the Carter administration, for a period of 18 months, relaxed tourism to Cuba. And it was as soon as Reagan came in, he went nope, and he stopped.
Well,
it.
yeah, but
there was 18
Emil's
months
grandfather was so
before-
happy because he wanted to go get some bass so bad.
Yeah,
That's
I know,
what he
right?
needed. And his dad, they needed bass.
There was other shit going on that he doesn't know about.
No. I saw the newspaper article myself. They were there for bass, Pugs.
Well, you know, the 5 families of New York, they lost a whole lot of money when Castro came in, and they've had gambling and hotel and tourism interests that just went by the wayside in 1957 during the Cuban Revolution or whenever that was. So they've always had an interest in getting back. So, you know.
Well, the real money's in the bass.
And the plane that we flew was Red Carpet Airlines.
That's
It
not a
said that-
thing.
It said that in the article.
Right? It's not.
It said Red Carpet Airlines, and we went out of Tampa. We didn't go out of Miami.
The pilot was a young Jeffrey Epstein.
And there were 24 people in our group.
Yeah.
According to the article.
Okay. All right. So look, you are right. You went. It was still extremely sketchy because very few people went. I mean, this was only the Carter administration.
Yeah, we were the first group, I think, that actually made it, according to the article.
Yeah, and then it was quickly ended again.
To Lake Jaja, like anyone else in the world is like going, man, if I could only get to Lake Jaja and give me some bass. That's what I need right now.
1978.
So, like,
before all of us are born.
So Lake Jaja might have been a big deal. Like that's why people would.
And James,
break an international embargo.
They're from Buffalo, New York, and there's no good fishing in the Great Lakes region. There's no.
I mean, we're talking about bass,
I mean, I do. It did say in there that my dad was going back again in January, and I didn't.
The family.
Without the family, so I don't know.
But your dad always had the best cigars, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He brought home Romeo and Julietas. I remember those were from Cuba, and he had boxes and boxes of them, and he gave them out to all the boys.
There you go. All right. So your story, we never doubted that your story wasn't true because nobody believes you to be a liar. But we did doubt the circumstances, and we were able to do a little research finally. And I guess this time frame coincides with the Carter administration's relaxing of tourism for specific things. But you also had to check in with the government. Like the government had to be aware that you were going. Did you read? I saw you sent me something, but I read something else about the Carter administration and their attempts to normalize relations with Cuba. And you couldn't just go. Like your dad would have had to have been interviewed, or your grandpa would have had to have been interviewed at some point by a Fed, and then on the return trip would have had to. Maybe not you because you were a minor and a kid.
It was pre-telling what was going to happen in the future.
Yeah. Oh, was this before the Jewish lightning took down the bowling alley empire?
Oh no, this was after the Jewish lightning took down the bowling alley empire.
Deals were struck. I don't know. But there's a movie in here somewhere. There's certainly a book. All right, let me replug this in. All right, so we've gotten to the bottom of the Cuba trip. We've gotten to the bottom of your painting. What else do we have to get into here today? James, you got anything you want to throw at us today before we delve into whatever it is we're going to delve into?
Ask the girls, they have something on their mind.
I think Monique wants to talk about some baseball or something a little more relevant to today.
No, Monique doesn't care about baseball, but I think Stephanie does.
But okay.
More relevant to today.
Okay. So
how are you a Sox fan? How does that even happen?
I mean, I've been a Tom Brady fan for years. I've gone to Boston multiple times. And I've gone to Fenway.
You don't live there.
Fenway will make you a baseball fan. And so thank you, Jesus. I am a Red Sox fan.
Oh.
Are you originally from New Orleans?
Fuck yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's good.
There you go. Hey, ain't nobody backing you into a corner, girl. We're just asking questions. We're just playing to get to know you.
New Orleans is great. I have lots of good friends from New Orleans.
Yeah. But when you travel,
it's the YouTubes. Everything goes on the YouTube.
We don't have a baseball team here in New Orleans. So you travel often, you go to see teams you want to see, and then you get taken to a baseball park that is packed and amazing, and they sing Sweet Caroline.
Oh God.
Fall in love.
Fenway sucks. It really does.
Fenway looks like a dump.
Fenway is a dump. It sucks. It is awful. It is like Wrigley. It is a piece of garbage. Give me the new Yankee Stadium. Give me the new ballpark in Arlington. Give me a stadium that was built this century.
Long at dinner.
Stop it. New Orleans is a piece of garbage.
Yes.
You're not going to get an argument from me. I'm not a big fan of New Orleans. I'm not a big fan of New Orleans food.
Better than the little shrimps of the Zephyrs Stadium.
New Orleans food is awesome, dude.
Yeah, okay. If you like burnt garbage, I don't like blackened things. I don't like jambalaya. I don't like mystery meat and stew. It's not my thing. I don't like gas.
Okay,
look. We can go to Fenway
music
and
sucks.
we can have lobster tail on a baguette and have nothing blackened just the way you like it.
Visiting is something different than living.
Why would you?
You don't want to live in New Orleans, but visiting New Orleans is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to live here.
All right. Why don't I want to live there?
Well,
we live.
You don't want to live where you visit.
Look, I think you can have a very good time in New Orleans for a weekend. I think you can go if you want to party, but if you don't party and if you don't like the food, it's kind of just gunky. Yeah, it's kind of, I
You
mean,
don't like spicy. You don't like jazz music. This
Nope,
ain't the
nope.
place for you.
I mean,
yeah,
you
nah, yeah. But
that-
look, I don't
Well,
begrudge
but if you
anybody.
like alcohol, you can get away without jazz music and spicy.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean, look,
there's plenty of
And
places
with
to
that,
drink.
you can get drunk every day and go on a boozy lunch and just show up to work the next day, and
I,
everybody loves you.
alcohol
I-
is a backbone of society, and that's everywhere.
I have been to New Orleans 3 times, and I had a very good time each time I was there. 2 times it was for a convention. 1 time it was to visit James, and we had a very good time. I don't understand why people rate it as like their number 1 favorite place in the whole world. I don't get that. Honestly, I'd rather go to Vegas for a weekend. I would rather go to New York City for a
Right,
weekend. I would rather go to LA for a weekend. That's just me. But
Day drunk, I think, was invented in New Orleans.
Day drunk is in New Orleans, and we do it well. Brunch is our motto. Drink at noon so you can survive at 6 p.m.
happy
Wait.
funerals. You guys are big proponents of the happy funeral.
Brunchers. and-
Absolutely. There is no funeral
Happy
without
funeral.
fun, and we fun and funeral.
Yeah, that's a headache.
Actually, pretty good, Pugs, for no instrument.
Funeral. Wow.
Do you ever go to Fairgrounds, the racetrack?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. See, I go to Fairgrounds when I go to New Orleans.
James,
Monique, you've been like once in 10 years.
Monique does not go to the fairgrounds. She's just going along with the combo. The fairgrounds are
I
for
went to the-
tourists and for those who live in Gentilly.
No, I went to
That's
the
it.
fairgrounds.
degenerates,
Right.
degenerate
I
gamblers, and
entertain.
tourists who are degenerate gamblers.
My life before
Well,
James Parker.
Why do you want to go to a racetrack where there is nothing racing? You have to bet on virtual races.
And I wore a
mean,
big hat.
No, they have horses racing
Big
there starting
hat.
in Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving
Howard.
Day
All
through.
that
Thanks-
stuff.
From
No.
Thanksgiving to March, we might have races, but you're going to the fairgrounds to bet on races that are not
I
happening
gave
live.
up the fairgrounds because I'm married to that guy.
Ross Rubio in the chat room just put it beautifully. Any city below sea level is silly.
It's a horrible idea. It's totally unnecessary too.
Let's just call it the city of the toilet bowl.
Dude, look at how drunk these girls are. Like, I
We
gotta live with
love
this.
to swim home, baby. We love to
This,
swim home.
New Orleans is I'll say it's wonderful. It's not for me. It's just not my, like I said, I would rather go to Vegas. If I'm going to do a weekend, I'd rather go to Vegas. If I'm going to go to a weekend and get nuts, I'd rather go to Vegas. I'd rather go to LA and get nuts. I'd rather go to New York and get nuts. You know, I mean, there are just other
We can
places.
get nuts in our backyard and it's great, but if you want to get crazy,
Look,
I am not going to defend this place for a
then
second.
go away.
If my
But
choices
New
were
Orleans is not the
Indianapolis or
place
New
for you
Orleans,
to
I'd go
come
to New
to be normal. You don't come here to be normal.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Mardi Gras was like the craziest place that I've ever been, but it's not like that anymore.
I've never been to
Ever
See, now I
since-
would like to go for Marty. That sounds like that would be a
But
blast.
it's not like that anymore. Like ever since Katrina, Mardi Gras has gotten turned back to it's like kid friendly.
No, Pugs, you got to go for Jazz Fest. 3 days.
No.
No, you
No.
don't want to go
No.
to Jazz Fest.
No.
No, you gotta go
If
to
you
Jazz
like
Fest.
jazz
Not now.
music, you want to come here on the non-Jazz Fest days to go to the regular bars where they play the local artists all the time. Jazz Fest is for the
Tipatina.
celebrity bars, the celebrity bands who are coming here to make some money. If you want to come here for a laissez-le-bonté relay, whatever they say, I don't even know.
Relay.
You
good-
bailed out on that quick.
One time, you come here to just let go, do whatever the bars take you to do, because New Orleans gets in you. It's not a city you come to. It's a city that becomes you. And you will
All
grow
right.
with us
All right.
and just go crazy everywhere you go. It doesn't even matter. But the bands
Is it better than Memphis?
at Jazz Fest,
Yeah.
you can see them at Austin's greatest whatever the
Look, they're
bar
commenting
is.
about you, Monique.
Oh, there's
Better than Ezra. Better than Ezra's from New Orleans, right?
all these bands anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Louis Armstrong.
You're coming here for the spirit and the
Dap,
soul,
dap.
not the music, not the food, not everything else. You're coming for the community.
And then you wake up with an emotional hangover.
All right.
Isn't that funny?
And you don't remember
These hoes are
anything
drunk.
that happened.
Oh, I have to go to my closet to get something out that I have.
No, nothing that's going to extend the New Orleans conversation. Nothing that is going to make us go deeper.
Yeah,
into the
no, man. Abel's coming out the closet now.
Oh, jeez.
Stop it.
No, I fully recognize
Not the
that New
closet,
Orleans,
baby. We don't
Louisiana
need
is
to
one of
go
the
in it.
great cities of America. And I will go so
Yes.
far as to say is it's one of
No,
the
I
most
don't care.
important cities in America simply because it is a non-American city. It is like San Francisco. It is like, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Miami are the three international cities of this country. They are cities that are unlike, because of their influences from other countries, they are unlike what you'd find in a Boston or a New York or a Chicago or anything. You know, San Francisco has got the Asian culture. It's very Eastern steeped and that sort of thing. New Orleans has the French Caribbean kind of vibe going on. Miami's got the Latin thing, it's all. So it is an important city. I just, I can't get past it everywhere. That's just it gets a little irritating. And I don't like jambalaya.
It's a brass band thing.
Yeah, it's terrible music. It is terrible music.
It's
And you won't just
amazing.
act like it's a part of your civic pride to embrace it.
It is terrible.
A drum line and a bass band, it can get you everywhere.
Well, see, that's the thing about Texas is when you grow up in Texas, your neighbors next door in Louisiana are coming at you, and they like added a trumpet to what's otherwise kind of normal music. And so then your Mexican neighbors come across the river, and they're bringing a trumpet with otherwise normal music too. And so, and someone rode in a parade. So, what crew did you ride in, Emil?
Bacchus.
Bacchus.
Ooh,
Creepo the Clown joining us.
That's like the third biggest crew.
Yeah. This is my outfit from Bacchus.
All right, and hey,
Wow.
there is a law on the books that if he's riding in Bacchus, he has to wear a mask while the parade's going. So you had a mask on too.
I had a mask.
Your head
on.
has to be covered, and you have to have a mask on.
I had some red, like matching pants to this,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to have a mask.
Right.
And then on the float, we went and we bought beads.
Yep.
See, like
He's got a
they're
Bacchus suit.
like chemical.
Put on a suit just now?
He put on his Bacchus suit,
I
baby.
put on my Bacchus suit. See?
Wow.
She's easily impressed. Explains the relationship with James.
What is happening right now?
So I had this suit on in 2000 when I rode in Bacchus.
Yes, sir. You look
Well-
absolutely amazing. You just missing your hat and your mask.
My
and
mask. Yeah. And so then we went and we bought boxes and boxes of beads. And
you
like
can't
you
have boxes on that float. You need bags, baby.
yeah, well, you stack the boxes, and then inside there you got all the beads, and you got your beer, and there's like one porta potty, and there's like 20 dudes or 30 dudes on the float. It was crazy. All right. This is another piece of New Orleans garb. Cowboy mouth. I saw that in the.
All right. I don't know what that
Oh
means.
my God, you saw Cowboy Mouth. Woo! Best band in the city. The name of the band is Cowboy Mouth.
Yep.
Hey, someone in the chat room says you're so Cuban that you have to be Joey Diaz's cousin. You're not. Is that offensive to your Italian blood?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right. Cuban, Italian, it's all the same.
All right. I'll sit the rest of the show in my garb.
Well,
August Sunday is the best Sunday there is. We have Tote that rolls in the morning, and then you have Crew Mid City. and then it ends with Bacchus, and it is the bash that ends all bashes. That is why we all take off on Monday, because we're all off on Tuesday. It is the most amazing weekend ever. Thank you for being in Bacchus. It is the best crew.
Yeah, I was fortunate.
There you go. That is the representative from New Orleans has said her piece.
I will say my piece every time.
All right.
This show is off the rails.
Yeah, just at some point you just got to be a sailboat. You just got to go with it. You just got to wherever the wind takes you. Try and steer away from the rocks, but hit the open water and just smile. That's how I'm doing. Okay, I do have something fun that we can all talk about here. James, unless you got something.
All right. No.
Emo.
Stop. Hey, Monique. So how many of our kids' friends have seen Squid Games?
All of them?
According to our
And,
kids,
like, what the F?
all of their friends have seen
What the
Squid
F?
Games, and our kids are young.
Well, how old? Give me the. How old is your oldest? Like
6, 8, 9, 11. That's how old our kids.
Unacceptable
Oh.
that their friends know all about Squid Games.
My
Unacceptable.
son is 12 years old, and he ripped through the entire series. But I just saw him this weekend, and he goes, "Dad, are you watching Squid Game?" And I go, "Yeah, I finished it." He goes, "So did I." And he's 12, and yeah, he said that all of his friends have seen it too. What about your 9-year-old? Is Dom and his crew into it?
He has started to weasel his way into watching it. Like he's watched the first episode and he's gotten halfway through the second. And then I was watching it again with his mom. Was it 2 nights ago when we were watching the ending?
Mhm.
And he wiggled his way over to the couch and he's like, "I want to watch the end." And we were like, "No, you can't." And so we made him go.
Well,
But
there's graphic violence, which is more troubling to me than sexuality. But hey, the world doesn't see it that way, so I guess kids are seeing it. Is there anything sexual in Squid Game? I don't remember any.
yeah, there's the one toilet scene or
Okay.
that one sex scene.
Pretty tame though, by the standards of shit that they can see, in video games. People
Right.
do it in video games,
Right.
or girls are running around in bikini tops, and
Pugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Stephanie has a question.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Okay, so we were talking with some friends tonight,
Mhm.
and the question came up about phone sex.
Oh.
And if it is normal for guys, because girls just don't get it all the time. And is it divorceable? Is it cheating?
Wait, okay, so are you asking, is engaging in phone sex with someone other than your betrothed cheating? Is that the question?
cheating thing.
Is it
Yes,
cheating?
that's
Yes.
the question.
Yes, absolutely it is. Yes. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you are having phone sex with another person and you are not including, or the person that you're betrothed to is not aware of it, then yes, that is cheating. I mean, it's not physical cheating, it's emotional cheating, but it's
But it's
certainly
someone who the husband and wife have been sleeping in separate bedrooms for 2 years. And she walks in and catches him having this emotional conversation with his earbuds in and everything else, and catches him having phone sex. Is that cheating for
I
real?
believe,
They
well,
have not slept together in over 2 years.
okay.
I would imagine it would be another 2 years at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. Now I do make a distinction between physical and emotional infidelities. I believe it's an emotional infidelity. It's not a physical infidelity, but I happen to be a person who puts a whole lot of import on emotional fidelity. So yeah. I mean, I'll give you this example.
Porn.
Let me give you this example. I once told a girlfriend, well, actually, we don't need to go into the backstory. But if I saw my girlfriend drunkenly making out with a stranger, right, that would bother me less than if I saw her holding hands with that stranger. The holding hands, to me, seems like more of an emotional commitment, whereas just making out with a stranger is just an animal act. That's just, I mean, I get that. That's just like, we're drunk. But holding someone's hand is actually a sign of caring, a sign of emotional support, a sign of connection. So, I mean, I put a lot of importance on emotional fidelity. And I'm also someone who believes in open marriages physically. I believe if you want to go out and have your physical animal thing with somebody else, as long as you're not embarrassing me, that's fine. But I don't want to catch you holding hands and exchanging love notes with somebody, because that is a deeper offense.
Okay, Steven says Pugs likes being cooked.
If that's what the
What
kids
does
call
that
it, Steven,
What
I
does
guess.
that mean?
What is
That's what idiots say. That's a word that idiots throw out when they can't process some people are just more emotionally advanced than they are. So, that's fine.
No, they're not having phone sex either.
No offense, Steven. No, but yeah, no, isn't that like a crazy like thing that all the kids are about because they
Those
being
crazy
wait a
kids.
second. Isn't being a cuckold like watching your woman have sex with somebody else? I don't want to see that stuff. I'm into. But if
I don't
somebody,
know. What is that? Can
all
we
right, I gotta look this up now.
that? Because
I
I've
gotta look this
heard
up.
that
You
a lot.
watch.
I have heard that a lot in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can watch someone have sex, but you
All right. So I'm going to look up the word.
What is a cuckold?
That's right.
What
I'm
is
going.
Cuckold.
Cuck is
Cuckold.
short for cuckold. So I'm going to look up the definition of cuckold. Now, I thought cuckold was somebody who gets sexual gratification.
This
out
is
of
pillow
being-
talk, baby.
That's what it is. So a cuckold, to my
Well, it is
belief-
11:11.
We'll make a wish.
Hello.
All right. So
11:11.
hold on.
What?
Let's establish what I believe a cuckold to be. A cuckold is somebody who derives some form of sexual satisfaction from being humiliated sexually by their wife or by their husband. I guess it's only a man. But okay, so let's see what the definition of it is. Cuckold, a man whose wife is sexually unfaithful, often regarded as an object of derision. Jokes in literature about elderly cuckolds and misers are rife. A man who makes another man a cuckold by having sexual relationships with his wife in front of him. All right. So no, I ain't a cuck. I don't care if I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it. But if
He would get less angry though if he was being cuckold than if she was holding hands.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Because there's a big difference between the animal physical act of just getting your sexual rocks off and holding hands with somebody. Holding hands with somebody typically is not something you do with the person you don't care about. That's an emotional attachment. That's an emotional connection. Holding hands with somebody. Fucking somebody is not. That's you can come on. I have had sex with a lot of women who I never wanted to see again, right? But I'll tell you, every girl that I've held hands with was somebody who I cared about.
So, Stephanie, do you agree with Pugs' interpretation of phone sex as cheating?
Not at all, because I've held hands with many guys I've never had sex with, and I've had sex with many guys I would never hold sex with.
Hold hands with.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that that's exactly what I was saying, but we're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark. That's fine.
So, the guys that you're holding hands with, are you more emotionally attached to them than the guys that you're having sex with? How come her mic is out?
Yeah. Hey, James, her mic is out.
Oh, I am definitely more emotionally attached to holding hands than sex, but sex is not a relationship of emotion.
No, it's physical.
And holding hands is more emotional. Yes, I agree with that.
Look, she
So
worked
you'll
through it.
hold.
She agrees with me.
She agrees with Pugs. So you would hold hands with some people that you wouldn't have sex with?
Absolutely not. I would have sex with people I hold hands with.
Okay.
But I would not hold hands with all the people I have sex with.
You know what? Strangely enough, she totally gets it.
Yeah.
Anyone that I would hold hands with, I would also have sex with. But anyone I would have sex with, I would not necessarily hold hands with them.
So I think that you and Pugs.
I hold hands with people that I will not have sex with.
Tramp.
She is also a mother and holds hands with kids.
Maybe.
No. We're talking about romantic hand holding. We're not talking about helping your child.
Well, I think that
talking about
Stephanie and Pugs have an emotional connection.
We certainly have an emotional understanding. Yeah. We both put it in the same.
I still romantically hold hands with people that I will not have sex with.
No, she won't.
James, who is she romantically holding hands with these days? What is going on here? I thought she was your wife. What is happening here?
James likes to hold the dog and the cat.
Yeah, I think we need refills, don't we? We're gonna get another round. We'll be right back. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Am I in a confessional?
Just play the Brian Laundry song, and we'll be back. In
We'll trust me,
The Brian Laundry
get through this. We can get through this.
Wow.
All right, go on.
I hold hands with everybody.
Not sexually.
All right. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, we're not really gonna. Oh, they're back. All right. So now we can.
Oh, I thought it was actually cool the way that y'all meshed up. I thought she was on the other end.
All right, come on, let's go. Let's go. We're right back. We're gonna get drinks. Drinks.
Yeah.
Go.
I'll stay. James can refill my
I'm
drink.
saying. I'm saying.
Oh, I'm getting the refills
Oh,
in there.
God.
Okay.
Bumpers are off the car.
Put his
This
back
is
on.
perfect.
James is our bartender.
All right, James, just kill the mics till you come back. Ian and I will carry on. I just don't trust that there's going to be,
What?
no.
We're doing fine.
I wouldn't trust much either. You're smart, but James is going to be our bartender.
Stephanie,
All right.
sit in the captain's chair right there.
All right.
No, you're
All
not.
right.
You're in the captain's chair.
So let me ask you, why did you ask that question? It sounded oddly specific. Is this a revelation about your own life? Well, where did this story come from, Steph?
Stephanie, hello? Or mics are off.
Sex story about.
Who is the story about?
Hey, Monique, is that about her? Was she just projecting and framing a story?
It was
No,
not
it's
about
her.
me.
It's
It's
her.
not about me. The phone sex story
Totally her.
is totally tonight. We were at happy hour,
Totally
and
her.
it is my coworker's wife's boss
No, it's her.
Oink, oink. Okay, we'll go with that.
projected this whole
Coworkers,
story to
wives.
us, and we were like, "What is phone sex? Who talks about phone sex?" And we talked about phone sex for an hour.
Well, I have another question about this dilemma that you put forth here. Was the person on the other end okay? So you got the husband who's being emotionally unfaithful with the act of phone sex. Was the person on the other end like someone that you call a phone sex line, or was it somebody from the office that he's? Because that's a big
Someone
difference.
he met at the bar.
Wait, what?
It was someone he met at the bar.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, that's even worse. Yeah, that's
Yes, right. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's emotional driven.
Bar office.
it is an emotional betrayal, but certainly if they're doing that, one could deduce that they've already crossed the physical bridge.
Well, I think that Stephanie feels like the person is somewhat justified because he's married and hasn't had sex with his wife for 2 years.
Yeah, she said that.
Correct. That is exactly how I feel.
Okay, so okay,
And he did admit that tonight over drinks.
okay. Again, really, we can make these blanket judgments, but isn't it
People
really?
tell me many things.
It's really just about the
People
couple.
tell
Why
and
haven't they
having
had
their
sex for 2
relationship.
years?
Yeah.
Do you know why they haven't had sex for 2 years?
They haven't had sex for 2 years because they haven't been sleeping in the same bedroom.
What
okay,
what
why haven't
caused
they been-
that?
Hold on, why haven't they
We
been
do not
sleeping?
know
Go
that
down the
much
rabbit hole. Why haven't they been
about
sleeping in the same bedroom?
We don't know why they're not sleeping in the same bedroom.
Well, there's
but
obviously problems in the relationship. There's
It was
a lack of
confessed.
physical want.
it was confessed to the two of us because we are godly. And they said
Okay.
they're not sleeping in the same bedroom with spouse.
My
Okay.
grandma and grandpa didn't sleep in the same bedroom for like the last 40 years of their marriage. I gotta be honest with you.
Phone sex with someone.
If I was married again and I had like, big house and all that stuff, I would actually prefer my own bedroom too, because I hate sleeping with someone in the bed. I am a bad sleeper. I need like a super California king if we're going to fit at least one more person in the
I got the business card right here.
we can have a room for sex, and then she can have her room, and then I can have my room, and the room
Right
for sex will be right in the middle.
Like
Right there. Business card given.
that happens at happy hour.
This is what happens at happy hour. You get the business card and it's tucked safely away.
Monique, let me ask
Is
you-
that a business card for phone sex?
I get business.
Yeah,
cards
that's what I
too.
was
just
told.
don't stuff them
They were
right
like,
there because James
"Oh."
might find it.
Monique, let me ask you a question.
Time.
You
Wait.
and James sleep in the same bed. You have 4 children, so I'm guessing that you do. Right? You sleep in
We
the same bed.
definitely sleep in the same bed.
Okay, when he's out of town, when he's on a trip or something, don't you love having the bed to yourself?
Hell yeah.
She has
Everybody
4
does.
kids. She doesn't have the
Everybody
bed to
does.
herself.
That's why I say, at least I admit that, yeah, I would prefer to sleep by myself. I don't want to have to sleep with
She
another
does
person.
not have the bed by herself. She has a kid or 2 in the bed with
Yeah,
her.
they're little and
Whatever.
that's
James
adorable.
is a hot box. Like if I could have the bed to myself, it's cooler.
Emily says she doesn't sleep with her husband. They're on different sides of the house. He snores and shit. I sleep lightly. I'd never get any rest. And that was the reason my grandma and grandpa didn't sleep together, because my grandpa snored really loud. Really loud.
My grandparents slept together till the very end, and it's really fucking creepy how they talk about it.
They slept together until the
Really
end.
fucking creepy.
Isn't that cute though? On some
Oh,
level?
it's adorable, but it's fucking creepy because my grandfather passed this year,
And she's
and my
still-
grandma's like, "Well, what the fuck do I do now?"
Oh, well,
Yeah, that's tough.
yeah. I'm sorry for your loss. All right, let's get into some fun stuff. Hey, James, put the camera on you. I want to go over a couple of things, and since we've got the girls here, we can get their response to this as well. I just realizing James doesn't have his headphones on, so everything there he is. Okay, so maybe he does hear me. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I want to go through something with you guys because this comes out every year, and this is fun. Can't do this during the high noon because it's just a little bit too pillow talky. But every year, where is it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Okay, so every year around this time, Pornhub. Yeah, of course, we all know what Pornhub is. Yes, Pornhub is the Nike of porn sites. It is the Coca-Cola of porn sites. It is Pornhub is the most visited site on the internet. So think about that. I mean, that means people are going to Pornhub before.
What is this site again? What did you say? Pornhub, like
Pornhub.
.com? Is that what it is?
James has no idea what I'm talking about.
That sounds interesting. I might have to check that out sometime. That sounds like something I might be interested in.
You should. You really should. I believe it's Pornhub. Is it org?
Net?
Or is it .gov?
Could be anything. We may never know.
How are we spelling that? Okay, so Pornhub every year they put out their list of state-by-state sex searches. So when someone from each state, you know what I mean? Like what is the most searched category on Pornhub for people from California? What is the most searched category for people from Mississippi? You know, so they do this every year and they make a map. So here, I'll pull this up. This is this year's map, and I'd like to go over it with you guys because there are a couple that are really crazy. And I'll tell you this much. Kevin James, you know, the King of Queens?
Yes.
Kevin James was trending this afternoon, and this is how I stumbled onto this story here.
All Blart.
Okay, here. Can we see this? All right. Yes, there it is. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Is there a way to make it any bigger? Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look. Hey, look. These are the most common porn search terms by state. They're not paying attention because they're assholes, really.
So, you know, depending on how good you are with
Texas and Louisiana are the same.
What's that?
Texas and Louisiana are the same.
Yeah, a lot of the states are the same. I mean, look at the Midwest. The entire Midwest is just hold on, let me see if I can pull something up here. Oh boy. Nope, not gonna work. Nope, not gonna work. Oh, there it is, maybe.
Wow. Florida is the only one with that color.
Dude, Florida, the number one search term is boats. That's what they're searching in Florida more than anything else. Boats. The Midwest is all MILF crazy. The deep South is ebony, and then Florida.
Well, that's where all the black people live.
You know, I got news for you. New York likes teens. There's a lot of black folk all up and down the eastern seaboard.
So Florida is searching for sex on boats.
Yep. That is probably more accurate. Yeah.
The state with the highest percentage of black people is Mississippi, so of course they would say ebony. Or I mean, not of course, but it makes sense that they would say ebony. And Alabama has a high percentage too. Georgia, South Carolina,
California, Vegas, New
I would
Mexico,
be surprised if Montana had said ebony.
New Mexico, and is that Utah? All of them are Asian.
Yeah, okay, so we'll go. So Washington State is MILF, Oregon is lesbian, California is Asian, Nevada is Asian, Arizona is Asian.
Colorado ruins the whole list.
Colorado
No one
is
is searching for
droopy
that.
balls.
No one is searching for droopy balls
Apparently
in any state. It is not the number one.
Wyoming is threesome.
Droopy balls?
Droopy
Are you
balls.
kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, but gentlemen, can I direct your attention to Oklahoma? What the number one search term on Pornhub for people from Oklahoma is?
Goth hospital?
What the fuck? Yes. Goth
Are we talking
hospital.
about Asians in America?
Say again?
We're talking about search terms on Pornhub.
Yeah.
And you come up with Asians in America.
Well, the number one search term on Pornhub
is Asians in America.
No, Asian sex. Asian sex.
Asian, yes.
Wow.
The subgenre, the sexual pornographic genre of Asian is very popular in California. Also Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and then of course Colorado. You get into the droopy balls. Colorado is
unbelievable. Wow. In Oklahoma is Goth Hospital.
Goth Hospital. But can I direct your attention to the state of Michigan? Michigan search term is racist.
I feel like Asian is very
Michigan's
popular.
Sexual racist.
Who? Yeah, Michigan is racist. What about librarian?
You think librarian is weird? Can I direct your attention to the
librarian is hot. Racist in Michigan is not.
James, you want to read Tennessee?
Sounds
Kevin James. That can't be a thing, man. That is not a thing. I don't believe that's a thing. I'm not saying nobody in the history of porn had searched Kevin James, but it's not a plurality of any search category.
Well, I will tell you this, James, and I think this is a work by the folks at Pornhub to get people to talk about this list, because I went on Pornhub after seeing that and I was intrigued. I wanted to see what happens when I search Kevin James, and guess what came up? Kenna James. Now, Kenna James is a porn star who is from Tennessee. So I am thinking they're just illiterate that they're misspelling Kenna James as Kevin James.
No, it's autocorrect. It's like the spell check corrector thing. Twisting it to Kevin James.
What is
and there's a lot of disappointed searchers.
What is Bosham or Maine? What
BDSM. He's talking about Maine.
Yeah.
Oh, BDSM. Okay.
Yeah. And look, Delaware says skin. Really? Hey, Stephanie wants to address one of the commenters, Clovis.
Okay, go ahead.
Monique is making me want to address someone, but Clovis, yes, I am Stephanie, the one who James went to the Bucks game with, and I don't know what else you're asking about, but we had the grandest time ever. Me and Monique are the bestest of freaking friends. And the fact that James is a Cowboys fan, we had to go to that game together.
She's second wife.
Season opener of the NFL, and I am the biggest Tom Brady fan, and he is the biggest Cowboys fan I know. So we had the bestest time ever. Thank you, Clovis, for asking if I am that chick. I am.
All right. I think the states that have teen, they're all possibly suspect of going to jail.
More or less suspect than North Carolina in their stepsister category.
Or should just be in jail.
Well, there's two categories of stepsister. There's another state. What is that? Delaware?
Phallic.
Yeah, up here.
Or is that?
Oh, Connecticut.
That's Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah, because that's Long Island, so that's Connecticut.
Okay.
Connecticut like stepsisters, and North Carolina like stepsisters. Let's see. What is the most? I mean, if you look at the Midwest is just downright wholesome to the core. It's
Milf,
all milk.
Right? That's the one you're almost proud of, right? It's like, oh, that's kind of sweet. You guys are so nice.
That's isn't that the Rust Belt right there?
The Rust Belt is the Rust Belt would go from here.
Kinda.
The Rust Belt
Kind of.
is here. Yeah, MILF. New York screws it up with threesome, but yeah, the entire Rust Belt except for Michigan, and they're racist.
That's not a thing either. No one that takes the fun out of it.
This is the Midwest though. The Midwest is pretty, pretty milfy.
Okay.
I am a MILF, and I do not want to be associated with Michigan and New York.
Yeah, well, you're not associated
Well,
with either one of those.
Yeah,
either
you're
one
not.
of those, they're not into MILFs.
Yeah. Here are the MILF states. Monique,
Hang on.
Capital.
Hey, listen.
Monique, here are your MILF states, okay? Are you ready? Your MILF states are Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Those are your MILF. Oh, and then Pennsylvania as well. You got
Well, yeah, and there's also New Jersey and Maryland and Washington over there in the corner, and don't forget Vermont.
Yeah.
They love them from Vermont.
Those are all pretty good states.
All right, hey, I'm kind of
Okay.
shocked. Yeah, kind of shocked at the lack of. There's not one that searched redheads.
Underrated, but okay.
Yeah.
Colorado and droopy balls. Like,
That's
I'm
not a
just-
thing. No
Right.
one likes that. Not even people who like balls like droopy balls.
So the weird ones that I believe were placed there simply so that people would talk about this, right? So get people's attention. Droopy balls in Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma, Colorado. Goth Hospital in Oklahoma. Kevin
Kevin
James, in
James.
Tennessee. But the Kevin James one is a little research, and you pull when you search Kevin James on Pornhub, Kenna James comes up. So you might be right. It's like an autocorrect thing. Boats don't really get that one.
I mean, I guess because it's a peninsula and a lot of people have boats, so they're thinking of maybe cool ways to have sex. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you're probably right about that. Yeah, a boating culture. There's a lot of like boat fantasies. People who own boats might have boat fantasies, so that would
They're
definitely.
doing research.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm just like blown away is like Goth Hospital.
I don't know. You know what?
How is that even a category? Like
I'm doing it. I'm going to Pornhub and I'm going to look up Goth Hospital. Hold on. See
Goth
what's funny.
Hospital. Like what is that? Like you dressed in black?
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Goth. All right, so when I hit goth, I get goth egg, goth girl, goth anal. I don't get all right. Now goth with an H, do I get there? Oh my god, the first one that comes up is Goth Hospital. It's a real thing.
So is it sex with somebody in the hospital?
I don't know. No, it's not. None like Goth Hospital returns a collection of videos that have nothing to do with. Okay, the girls are a little gothy, but they're not in hospitals. I'm trying to. Hot purple hair punk teen gets banged. Well, those are a lot of interesting words. That's fun. Nothing about hospitals. Redheaded goth girl meets Instagram F boy. All right, I'm just, you know what? I don't need to be watching this now. Save it for later. Save something for later, Pugs. All right, so there you go. That's fun. We just went through all of that. Other than that, I got nothing else. I'm out. I've flushed my wad for the show today. Anybody got anything?
All right, no, hang on. Monique wants to talk to Steven over in the comment section. Yeah.
Okay, what could go wrong? Hit me.
What could go wrong? Steven.
You know, he can't talk back, right? You're going to have to wait for him.
I'm trying to catch up on all this stuff, but it seems like Steven needs to send his number.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right.
To Stephanie?
I'm feeling like I don't know the whole story. So
Mhm.
There's a love connection. Well, we do have a phone line.
I need to get in touch.
Yep, Steven, no, we don't need we don't need no. We're fine. That's
I feel like I have a fan.
I mean, you know, I do have a list of the highest paid athletes in the world because of our conversation yesterday about what is the highest paid sport, but what's the point?
What is the highest paid sport? I would bet it's
What is?
it's driving, Grand Prix drivers.
No.
WNBA.
No. Okay, so of the 4 American sports, and we're not going to include the boxing, all that, but the conversation started because we were talking about who gets paid more, football players or basketball players or whatever. All right, so quickly, I'll just tell you, right? Why not? Hold on. Let me make sure I got this thing pulled up. Okay. NBA is okay. So the average salary in the NBA per Basketball Reference, the average median salary for 2021 season in the NBA was $7.5 million. Okay. So an average salary, $7.5 million. Then we go over to the NFL. The median salary for all NFL players in the calendar year 2021. Remember, the NBA median salary $7.5 million, right? NFL median salary $860,000.
Well, but that's because they've got so many damn people on the team.
Garbage.
True. Yeah, and the
They've
league
got
minimum is
52
$450.
people, and so the median takes
Yeah.
down. I mean, that's just
Every
unfortunate.
team's got a couple guys who make $15 million a year. Every NFL team does. But then, they've also got backups, 30
And
backups.
backups to the backups.
Yeah, who are making under $1 million.
The league minimum.
Let's go to Major League Baseball. The average median salary for a Major League Baseball player in the year 2021 is $4 million a year. So $3 million less than an NBA player. So right now we're looking at NBA being number 1, Major League Baseball number 2, and NFL football number 3. Whoa, but we're not done. What is the average salary for an NHL hockey player? The average salary for an NHL hockey player in the year 2021 is $2.69 million. NFL players have the lowest median salary of the 4 major sports. The pecking order is NBA players have the highest median salary, Major League Baseball players have the second, NHL players have the third, and football players have the fourth.
Right, but that's all based on the number of people that are on the team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the overall median number will come down if there are 60 people on your team as opposed to only, baseball has what, 25?
Yeah, and like NHL, 16?
Basketball 12, right?
Something.
Wrong.
How much publicity is there?
And number of teams and games.
Number of games.
But I'm just saying, if you're training your kid to be good at something, even a bench guy in the NBA is making $7 million a year. So that's not bad. Okay, so now that led me to this. This is something that I found that I thought was interesting as well. This is a list of this year's 2021 highest paid athletes in the world. Now, this is where we get into your Premier League players, your Formula One drivers, and your fighters. James, I'm going to ask you, what professional athlete made the most money in the year 2020?
Floyd Mayweather.
No,
wait, that was 2019, wasn't it?
No. Do you have a guess? What professional?
Very emotional.
I would say a Formula One driver.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Now, is this including endorsements?
Yes, this is how much money did they take home. It's actually broken down to on the field, off the field. Yeah.
I would say it's a Formula One driver.
But it's the total. It's the total take for this athlete.
Okay.
So a Formula One driver. James, you got a guess?
I would say Lionel Messi.
The king of all athletes for the calendar year 2021, raking in $180 million for the single year, is Conor McGregor of the UFC.
Whoa!
You were so close.
No, I was off. That's the wrong sport.
By the way, this is the new 2021 Forbes list. So this is Forbes. This is who they're saying. All right. Conor McGregor's appearance at UFC 257 in January wasn't the triumphant return he had hoped for. Dustin Poirier knocked him out in McGregor's first UFC fight since January of 2020, but he collected an estimated $25 million for his time. The real moneymaker, however, was his sale of his whiskey brand, Proper Number 12. He sold that for $150 million last year based on his endorsements of this previously unknown whiskey brand. So his on-the-field money was $22 million. He only fought once. $22 million. His off-the-field money, $160 million.
Yeah, so that kind of doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Well, I mean, it does because he's Conor McGregor and he sold his company, but
it wasn't his company. He was paid to be an endorser. He was the person.
Yeah, but he must have gotten stock to get $120 million, and he sold it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's technically part of his company if he's got stock.
I don't know. Okay, number 2 this year, Lionel Messi is number 2. He's the
Hey, that's who I said was number one. I was barely off. I
You
said
are-
Messi, right?
Well, he made $60 million less. He is at $130 million. Lionel Messi made $97 million for his on the field play and $33 million for his off the field endorsements.
Wait, where you going?
Number 3, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo made $120 million, $70 million on the pitch, as they say, and $50 million off.
He is
Again,
hot.
this is according to Forbes magazine. Here's an interesting one.
We got a soccer fan.
Here's an interesting one, guys. This is the first American athlete, the first of the American sports. Okay, everybody so far, one's 2 Argentinians and an Irishman are the ones.
Cristiano Ronaldo's Portuguese.
Oh, okay. So an Argentinian, a Portuguese, and an Irishman. Those were the top 3. Here's the first American of the American team sports. Any guesses as to who it is? E. Highest paid American team sport athlete.
No, I mean, I would say Mahomes.
Ooh.
Nope. James, you got a guess?
Not football.
Well, you said team sport. I would have gone for a boxer or a
No,
fighter.
it's a team sport. This is an American of the big 4 American sports.
Then Tom Brady, right?
No.
Dang.
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
At $107.5 million, it is Dak Prescott of the Dallas
No
Cowboys.
way! Oh no! Oh no! That wouldn't have been in my top 10.
Yeah, that article must be late though, because he doesn't have the biggest quarterback contract anymore.
No, this
Well,
is
it's
highest
not
paid
about
athlete.
that.
Well, it depends on what his front-loaded pay was. He might not have the biggest overall contract, but he may have gotten the most money in the year 2021. And that's what this
That
is.
would make sense because he was franchise tagged
He's all on the
for 2
endorsement.
years.
This just came out. He made $97.5 million playing football. That's what Jerry has paid him. And he made an additional $10 million in off-the-field stuff. Number 5, rounding out the top 5. This is another American team sport. Maybe one of you already said him.
I said Mahomes.
James, are you okay? You got a guess on number 5, right behind Dak Prescott? Didn't break the $100 million mark in 2021, although he has in the past.
I mean, I would have guessed Tom Brady.
LeBron James. LeBron James. comes in at number 6.
Makes sense.
All right, now just run down the rest of them. 6 is Neymar, a Brazilian soccer player at 95.
Neymar. Yeah, he plays in France.
Number 90, Roger Federer. Or I'm sorry, number 7 is Roger Federer at $90 million last year. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting because he hasn't won the amount of titles that Djokovic has.
No, as a matter of fact, his on the field earnings for 2021 is $0.03 million. So $300,000.
Right, because he was injured.
$30,000.
Right. $90 million in outside endorsements for Roger Federer.
Yeah, he's got a watch. I mean, he's got a watch brand that he endorses.
Number 8 is the first Formula One driver. You said Formula One guys, right?
On the wrong sport.
Connor.
What's that?
Conor McGregor. I like it.
Speak up, baby. Damn.
Well, are we on the wrong sport? I like the McGregor guy.
Yeah, that was number 1. We're already on number 8 now. That was number 1.
Okay,
we are
I'm a
now
little
on
late
number
to the
8.
game, but I like
We've
him.
had significant conversations
Whatever
about
sport
him,
he plays.
so you can see how behind you are. Okay, all right. Lewis Hamilton, Formula One driver. Lewis Hamilton made $82 million last year. Number
Sounds
9.
like golf.
You know what? We haven't had Steph involved here. Steph, who's the number 9 highest paid athlete in the world?
Tom Brady
is correct. There you go. I've got it. There you go.
I love that man.
That's her man.
That was like a beach volleyball setup, and she spiked it. She saw it coming. Rounding out
all day.
Rounding out the top 10 is Kevin Durant at $75 million. So once again, the top 10 is Kevin Durant is number 10. Tom Brady is number 9. Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton is number 8. Roger Federer is number 7. You've got Neymar at number 6.
Roger Federer.
Kevin Durant reminds me of a human praying mantis.
Yeah, I will watch him play tennis a lot.
Top 5 is LeBron James, Dak Prescott, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and number one at $180 million in 2021, Conor McGregor. All right, that's it.
Yeah, and he sold a company, so I'd still say that doesn't count.
I think it does. I think it's, he was the he didn't own that company. I mean, part of his deal of taking that company and him being the front guy was that he
I'll
got
take stock and then
Yeah.
I'll sell the stock.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Take it
I
up with
mean-
Forbes because that money spends, regardless of whether you think it's legit or not. It's still spent. Did you see his yacht, by the way, E? Oh, we were talking about Jerry Jones and the owner of the Rams that had like a super yacht.
Right.
Okay, here, wait. You got to see Conor McGregor's.
So we got to compare the three.
Yeah. Hold on.
Stan
Is this one of the
Kroenke.
things where your boat has a boat?
Well, no, it's not the same kind of boat as
He can't have a better yacht than Kroenke.
He's got a better boat. It's a better boat. I'd rather have his boat.
Really?
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. Hold on. Hey, okay. All right, we'll make sure we pull this picture up. Here we go. I don't know where the video is. You know what? Damn it. Okay. I can't find the video that I was looking for. Conor McGregor has a custom-made Lamborghini super yacht that they built for him. The Lamborghini company built, and it looks amazing. It is super cool looking.
So they're in the boat business now?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I don't think there is. It's certainly not as big as Jerry Jones and all that, but it is fucking sharp, man. I mean, there was a video going on Twitter a couple of weeks ago where he went to the docks when they delivered it and they were offloading it, and it's like hanging off a crane and all of that. And it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty awesome. I've never seen anything like it. So, well, here, I'll show you. I don't know that this is his boat, but these are the Lamborghini. These are versions of the Lamborghini super yacht. So
evidently Megan Fox isn't as impressed with him.
No, probably not.
Oh, that's a good looking boat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that. I mean, it's a yacht.
That's not his. That's not. These are just versions of Lamborghini. But that's his. That's the one. Yeah, this is when they were offloading it. All right. Yeah, this is his.
I mean, that's a cool boat, but by Gronky standards, that's like a dinghy.
Well, yeah, it's not like I said. Those guys have big floating hotels.
By whose standards?
Stan Kroenke
and Jerry Jones,
owner of the Rams.
They have a yacht, but I mean, this is all living space, man. This is awesome. This thing is cool. I don't know. I just
but what's the point? Like,
that is definitely one of the baddest ass boats I've ever seen. But I don't know that I would classify. It looks more like an offshore cruising speedboat.
Yeah, like a speedboat, right? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't call it a yacht. Well, they're calling it a Lamborghini super yacht. So, I don't know anything about this shit. So maybe that's just, what they're trying to.
What's the price tag on that?
It's a good question. Let's see. $2.7 million. $2.7 million Lamborghini.
Compared to like Kroenke's.
$100 million.
Kroenke's was like $230 million.
All right. Still, I don't want that. I would rather have that, man. Because I'm not going to live on the boat. If I'm just going to chuck around, I want the Lamborghini looking one. That's just me. I don't need the opulence. I'm not proving
James
yes,
is
James.
raising his hand.
Thank you. Is that something you would cross the Atlantic with? Or is that something you just hop around the Mediterranean on?
Nah.
I don't know.
I don't think I would go across the Atlantic in that.
Yeah.
So that's for, so you just go to like Ibiza and then you go to Corsica and then you like stop off in Sicily and then
all right, so pull up Kroenke's yacht now.
I don't know how to spell that dude's name.
I think it's Cronke. Kroenke.
See? Oh, okay, I got to do this. I just got to ask who owns the Rams, and then I got to go that way.
There you go that way. There, exactly.
All right, so who owns the Rams? Stan Kroenke. All right, now I'm going to do Stan Kroenke yacht. Okay. All right, this will work.
He could hang that boat off the side of his yacht.
Should we do Jerry Jones
for
too?
comparison's sake.
All right. Well, so first we'll show these are the images that are being Oh man. You know what? I used Google. I hate using Google for pictures. So here, let me go back to Bing. We'll do it this way. Okay. Bam. All right. I've discovered that for the purposes of sharing pictures and all that stuff, that Bing images are far better. All right, so here we go. This is going to be Gronky's yacht, because Google always puts it off in the side, whereas you know what I mean. The picture, it's always like off in the side, and then there's a whole bunch of other. Here you go. There you are. That's Gronky's yacht.
Like, I mean, there's no comparison.
No, let's look at. Should we look at Jerry Jones's?
Yeah.
Jerry Jones.
I mean, that's like got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 decks.
All right. So that's the Gronky yacht, and I guess I gotta. Okay. So well, should we look at more pictures of this just to get an idea of it? So there. Okay, is that look at that? Is that the same boat? BBC Sport Stan Gronky, Arsenal shareholder, spends 500 million pounds on a boat. It's crazy. See, it's a floating hotel. I don't want that. I don't want that.
But that you would go across the ocean in.
I will be friends. You know what? I'm going to take a plane across the ocean. I don't really want to be
I'm just saying, if you were left to have to choose one to go across the ocean in, I would feel safer in that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't take a Lamborghini boat across the ocean. All right. So now here's Jerry Jones's boat. These are the. All right. Do we see it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just missing.
Yeah.
It looks like the same boat, just missing some deck, like the upper decks.
A lot of promising, like fire festival.
Look at that. Yeah, you could have fun. Look, I'm not. You could totally have fun on that.
So now you take that to Florida and you search Pornhub.
You get lots of beautiful pictures.
All right. We have completely run out of steam on this show, and I am done with shit to talk about. So anybody want to kill the last 9 minutes? I'm going to sit back here and have a drink.
What are y'all eating? There we go.
Tortilla chips.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, it's nothing.
It was some New Orleans food.
So New Orleans.
Tortilla
All right.
chips are not.
So these girls, how much of y'all had to drink tonight? Just go through the inventory. Y'all had 3 bottles of wine at happy hour?
Well, we shared 3 bottles of wine at happy hour. Then we had a few cocktails at the bar. And now we're here.
None of which we paid for.
None.
Very nice. Was it a work function?
No, it was just showing up and having fun.
I have had so many baked potatoes today that I've probably had the equivalent of half a bottle of vodka. But, so I'm right there with you.
Either way, it's all about the human connection.
Pugs, tell them about your diet.
Let's do a little background. Steph, what do you do for a living?
I do sales and marketing for a local company here.
Okay. And that allows you to take trips to, like, is part of your job marketing, like going to games?
No, that is my vacation time.
That's your personal time. Okay.
She's a Tom Brady fan
because I love Tom Brady.
The core.
B-U-C,
Tom Brady.
C-A-N-E-E-R-S, go Bucks.
Nothing that says we got to go exactly to 12.
Weird. It's not real weird. But Tom Brady.
Fire those cannons.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Parker's in New Orleans. Always a pleasure. You are always welcome. E, thank you so much for being here with me. We're going to be back tomorrow for the high
Mardi
noon.
Gras.
Yes, high noon tomorrow.
Mardi Gras. Look at you.
They're going crazy. All right, everybody, wave bye-bye. James bailed out during the wave bye-bye.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Wait, everybody, wave bye-bye. Oh, look, James, we're doing the marionettes. Look, dude, give me James. God, we're so terrible at this.
So ridiculous.
All right, bye everybody. Thank you for joining us on what was a of live.
Bye, Emma. Bye.
And a lot of fun. We loved having Monique and Steph. Thank you so much for being with us today. Bye, everybody, and thank you to everybody in the chat room. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. I am Pugs. He's E. That's James. That's Monique. That's Steph. This has been Pugs and Company on the Radio Misfits Network. See you tomorrow at noon.